I think this looks right.
Huh?
I think this looks good, yeah.
Okay, cool, perfect. So thanks for joining, guys. So we're doing a challenge this month. Do you mind if we turn the music down?
Yeah, I will.
We're doing a challenge this month of meal prepping. So it's gonna involve 3 different pieces. It'll be meal prepping, it'll be walking 10,000 steps a day, and also sleeping at least 6 hours at night. So those are gonna be the 3 markers that we will track. What the goal is, we'll put $100, everybody puts $100 into the pot, and each day you're gonna track your steps, your sleep, your meals. You send those to me in a picture of a screenshot of your, whatever watch, Apple Watch, Whoop, you name it, of your sleep, your steps, and then pictures of your meals that you've made. If you don't hit all 3 markers, you're deducted $5 a day. So that's kind of the fun, is it keeps you accountable to being part of this challenge. So within a month, if you're minus, say you miss every day, you're minus $150. The $100 entry fee, that's $250. Your average American is spending over $400 a month in eating out. So our goal with this challenge is to, number 1, save you money. Number 2, teach you better habits in the kitchen and how to control the calories and macros that are on your plate. Because when you eat out, we have no idea what's on that plate, right? A lot of chefs will actually spread your plate with cooking oil so it looks shiny, looks more aesthetically appealing, which is also adding a lot of calories. I also wanted to kind of go over the amount of time that we're spending in either eating out or sitting in a drive-thru. So your average wait time for food is anywhere between 15 minutes to 50. So you think of the drive-thru as probably closer to the 15 to 20 minute mark. Your restaurant, you're waiting for that 50 minutes. If you think about the amount of time that you spend in your kitchen cooking a meal, you can brown meat in less than 10 minutes, right? So my whole goal with this challenge is to teach you those good habits so that you can build your goals of being stronger, being faster, and then also seeing the appearance that you want to see. Because obviously if you compare the Hulk to the Pillsbury Doughboy, the difference in what they eat is the difference in how their body composition is as well. So go ahead to the next slide, Edgar, please. So anyone can work out for an hour, but to control what goes on your plate for the other 23 hours, that's the hardest work, right? Is avoiding sabotage, avoiding temptation. Friends want to go out to eat or drink, those are still going to probably backtrack you from your fitness goals. So we want to make this challenge something that we're able to focus on the super simple steps. I'm actually doing this challenge in Huntington Beach. We've been 5 days in so far. Everybody's hit all the markers, which is super cool. And I know that we can do that, because if they can, we can. So Abraham Lincoln has this quote that says, if I were to chop down a tree within an hour, I'll spend 45 minutes sharpening my axe. So the whole point of that is we want to work our plan as we're planning our work, right? We want to plan it and then work it. We don't just jump in and do. We want to sit down and make that list and plan and go by those steps. Same with how I do programs, right? We have the warm-up, we have mobility, we have the steps in place. So we're going to learn that today. First, we start with menu planning. So any restaurant owner or manager will know that it starts with the menu. From the menu, you figure out how many people are going to be eating in my restaurant, how much food do I need to have on hand for a week, so that by the time the next inventory order comes in, I'm not running out. So that's going to be our goal. We're going to be our mini little chefs, right? Jackson's Kitchen. We need to figure out how this grocery is brought into our home. So whether we're doing Instacart, DoorDash, or grocery shopping, I've learned that I hate grocery shopping at 5 p.m. when everybody else is at the grocery store. I'll either go right after workout or I'll have DoorDash drop it off, 15 bucks. Avoid sabotage, right? Whatever avoid sabotage is our goal. Then we're gonna show you how to meal prep 101. So we're gonna start with the menu, then we're gonna go to meal prepping. Next slide, please, Edgar. So before we make a meal, we need to figure out what a magic meal looks like, right? What is the exact perfect plate supposed to have on it with our balanced macros? So if you think of your plate, we're gonna split it into 3 pieces. A third of your plate is your protein. So your lean protein, your meat, or plant-based protein. Another third is going to be your complex carb or starch. Then the last third is going to be your vegetable. So if you think about 3 pieces of that plate, you have your protein, your complex carb, starch, and your vegetable. Fat usually is within that meat, right? There's always a little bit of fat in meat. Most meats, obviously, fish is a little bit leaner. Plus also the fat source that we're putting on top of our complex carb or vegetable. You know, people are putting oil or butter on those items to make them taste better. So there's always usually a little bit of fat added to your plate. So that's what the magic plate should look like. So when we're focusing on lunches and dinners, that's what the plate should look like. Breakfast is usually a little bit different, especially if you're an early morning workout person. You know, we're not gonna have meat and fat right before we're doing burpee box jump overs, right? That sounds like barking already. So you want to kind of tailor what your breakfast is based on your workouts. Maybe you have 2 breakfasts. Maybe you have, you know, for me, for instance, if I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna do like a half a banana before I come in and work out. Then when I get home, then that's where I have my real breakfast, right? We call it second breakfast. All right, go ahead to the next slide, please, Edgar. All right, so everybody grab your weekly menu planning 101. Do you mind handing out some pens too, please? So what we're gonna do is you get to be your own chef today. We're gonna make your weekly menu for your household, whether it's you or other people. This is super fun. My whole goal in doing this is for you to be able to repeat this every single week. So that way you don't have to think of, what am I grocery shopping for? A lot of us are repeating the same things, but maybe changing up the flavors of how things are assembled on the plate. But we're usually grocery shopping for the same quality items over and over again. So page number 1, what we're gonna start with is you'll see that you have a protein source right here, right? We have our protein. Then if you look over to the next side, there is your complex carb or starch. Then the bottom box is going to be your vegetable. Keep in mind here, there's only so much room I could put vegetables in a box, so be open-minded. If there's more vegetables that you like that are not on this list, you can assemble that. We're gonna make our own weekly menu together. Then that last box shows you different ways that you can season these same items over and over again. So for instance, for me on Monday we always do turkey, right? So one week it could be turkey meatballs with spaghetti. Following week, turkey meatloaf. Week after that, turkey burgers. You know, so that way you're not having to, oh my gosh, what are we making for dinner? You're just rebuying the same groceries and then assembling. The only creativity you have to do is probably that last box, spices, herbs, and seasonings. Like, hey, let's make this a little different than we did last Monday. Okay, so flip over to page 2. You see there is your lunch menu. We're gonna save that for second. Usually your lunches are left over from dinner, right? Or we're repeating the same lunches over and over of salads or wraps or, again, leftovers. So we're gonna start with the dinner menu. So go ahead and pull out page 3. I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes. Our goal is to assemble your magic plate for all 7 days. If you want to keep a Saturday, Sunday for your family, dinner, if you go out to family, for dinner or out to a restaurant, for this goal, for this challenge, our goal is to not do that. So keep in mind that if this is a normal week, yes, that's where you would have your, family time or eating out. But for this challenge, we want to meal prep the whole month ourselves and not eat out, okay? So that is the goal. So we're gonna start with your protein. Pick your protein first. Then from there, we will add from that list your complex carb or starch. Then pair it with your favorite vegetable. So there should be 3 things in the box. If you then want to put what seasonings or flavorings that you're making this list with, that will be added as the 4th item on that. Sorry to grab a crappy pen. Give you a different pen. Okay. So we'll give you about 3 to 5 minutes to fill in the dinner menu, and then I'll walk you through lunch.
Did you get a form?
I didn't get it from Bob. No,
Did I not give you one?
no.
So My bad.
I know Coach
Lo
Chris is,
siento.
I know Coach Chris is a little scared. She's like a lot taller than you.
Oh, that's not fair.
All right, are you ready to let Coach Krista carry you across the room like a baby?
Did you get a ticket too then, or probably not?
I got a ticket.
Yes, you got a ticket. Be part of the drawing. Jeff wants to be part of the drawing. So what are we cooking for dinner? Ooh, yeah.
What if we just do leftover?
Huh?
What if we just do leftover?
But you gotta put what you made first for it to be the leftovers.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, but you can put leftovers.
Okay.
Yep. So like, yeah, when you live by yourself, if you live by yourself, you have so much leftovers, right? So you're gonna repeat that meal 2-3 times.
5 times.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, it depends on how big of a quantity you make.
Oh, man.
Batch prep.
Where's Riley?
She don't eat, okay? She got her dog food. And she got treats. Her fat thing.
This might be like a silly question, but tuna, is this like canned tuna?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, part of the whitefish category. One of the lower quality, or I'm sorry, not lower quality, lower calorie protein sources. So the amount of fat in tuna is very low. So if you look at red meat compared to fish, big difference in the calories. All right, everybody close to finishing dinner? Yes? Give you one more minute and then we'll move on to lunch. Lunch is super easy. All right, when you are finished with dinner, you can flip back to the page before, and we're gonna do lunches. So lunch sometimes again is leftover from dinner the night before. So you can put leftovers, James, or LO, we know what that means. You know, if you have certain salads that you get at work, you know, you can put salad bar. Or wraps, you know, some people just kind of repeat the same stuff over and over again. But our whole goal with this challenge is something that you are making yourself or going out to buy from a prep service so that you have these all ready to go. Our goal is not to go to In-N-Out or Del Taco for lunch.
Does this challenge start next week?
We are starting it on Monday, yes.
Oh, I'm not gonna make it.
But you could just be minus $5 for a week. You can still win.
No, I can't.
What's the money? I'm completely missing.
So it's a $100 entry fee. Yep, and I'm going over that whole thing at the end. It's a $100 entry fee, okay?
Oh.
Everybody's $100 is gonna be in that pot. You're all competing for his 100, his 100, his 100, his 100. So by doing these challenge goals, by you each day sending over all 3 things, the food prep, the steps, and the 6 hours of sleep, you get 3 points for that. So for each day, you're getting 3 points.
See, I'm not winning.
Okay, so if you miss a day, you're minus $5. If you hit everything, you're 3 points. Okay, you go through the whole month. Whoever has the most points, you might have missed a week.
No.
He might have missed a following week.
I don't get 6 hours.
But your
I
points,
don't get 6 hours sleep.
you could still see that will be what you want to work on for habit.
Hi, I go to sleep
Get
at
better.
I know I go to sleep at 7
You go to bed at 7 and you wake up at
midnight. Now I stay up.
maybe
So I'm
some
not gonna
valerian
win.
root or some
I'm not gonna
melatonin.
win. So I'm not going. I can't do this challenge. I'm not going to win.
You just be minus $5, but you could still win. It's very
Minus $5
possible.
every day?
It's very. You could still win the other 2 habits. The other 2 habits are still something worthwhile for you.
Yo, those who
So
work,
meal
those
prep,
who
get
sleep
your
one,
steps in.
the sleep one, I'm not gonna.
Or try sleeping longer.
Go sleep. I'm not gonna win.
Yep. So then at the end of the month, Jeff, everybody's totals for the 3 points per
That's a
day.
requirement to be in this.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, so to this whole tracking and all, that's a requirement to do all this?
Yeah, so the tracking. Yes, the tracking is how you get the points. Yep. The tracking is how I'm able to give you guys points to allow people to win the money. Yep.
How long is this challenge?
So say you have 369 points. He has all days, right? He has the whole month. He's got more points than you. He would win the money of the pot. Does that make sense?
Yeah, how long is the challenge?
It's gonna be the whole month.
Oh, right.
Whole month. Yep. So we'll start Monday. It'll be till the middle of October.
I'm gonna have to think about it. I know I'm gonna lose.
It's okay.
It's
all
my
right.
dream.
But the habits, that's the whole goal. It's not, I mean, yes, the money's the incentive, but the whole goal is the habits, right? We want to be able to have these habits of making our own food,
Yeah,
to
I
know
do.
what controls going into our body, right?
It's the it's the
Sleep, we're gonna cover why sleep is so important, James. You're gonna love that. Okay, so after we're done with lunch, we're gonna flip to breakfast and snacks. So this is where I like to put my fruit usually, breakfast and snacks and dessert, right? We love all the fruit here. So take the time to do that. Once you're finished, here's the cool thing. This is your grocery list. All done. Forever and ever and ever. Look at that. That's why I wanted you to take time to do this. You can just repeat over and over. Or you can kind of change up the days, right? You can try to change up the days of maybe what you had for lunch on Monday. You're gonna change up that menu, swap around the days. Like how Edgar does our programming for the workout. The ABCD, the CDBA, all that. Okay, so next slide please, Edgar. And one after that. Okay, so while you're filling out your snacks and your breakfast and finishing up your lunch, I'm gonna talk to you about portion sizes. Because obviously what's on your plate, that's great, but if we're overeating every single meal, you're gonna gain weight, right? If you're eating more than what your resting metabolic rate is and what your movement has been for the day, you're still gonna gain weight. So we wanna talk about portion sizes of what's on your magic plate. So, I like to teach, this is from Precision Nutrition, Edgar. So the hand portion sizes.
Oh,
Everybody can use your hand, right? I mean, yes, you can have a food scale, you can use measuring cups, but if you're out to eat sometimes, or you're at a friend's house, or, you know, you lost your scale, it broke, whatever, we want to use hand portion sizes. So the palm of your hand, and also the width of the palm of your hand is about the portion of your protein. For gentlemen, you actually get 2 of these. Lucky you. Woohoo!
How is that a thing?
Because you're bigger, you have more testosterone. Burn more calories in us women. Okay, next portion, and when we make a fist, this is going to be your vegetables on your plate. This is your fist, okay? Then your complex carb or starch is going to be, if you were to let a dog lap water out of your hand, this is the portion size right here. So about half a cup-ish. And then your thumb. Your thumb is your fats. And we're not gonna start from the wrist to the top of your thumb. It's going to be the length of the thumb. So if we're thinking about nuts, we don't wanna eat an entire container of nuts. I've had people say, oh, Krista said almonds are really good for me. I ate the whole bag. Oh my gosh, no, that's not the goal. It is portion sizes. So we wanna work on portion sizes. So that is what your magic plate should have on it. You know, you can use your eyeball portion with your hand to know the sizes based on your body. Obviously, I can work with you more in depth about calories and macros too. So go ahead to the next slide, Edgar. So that's what our magic plate should have on it, size-wise. Okay, now we are on to the steps. So first, we do the menu plan, right? Done, out of the way. We have the menu plan. Then you need a grocery shop, right? So this is your grocery list. How you get your groceries, this is totally up to you. If you're one of those people, again, grocery store is overwhelming to you, you know, feel free to use Instacart, DoorDash, so at least you're getting it, because that's better. That you have the food, then, oh man, I'm gonna go home and I have a completely empty refrigerator, right? $15 for DoorDash is totally worth you not having to go hit up the drive-thru on the way home. Then you obviously want to do something with those groceries, right? We need to wash, chop, prep. Pick your prep day. For me, it's Sunday. I know every Sunday is the best day for me. I don't watch football, right? So some people love football. They will meal prep on Saturday, right? Or a different time on Sunday that isn't conflicting with their football schedule. Then we need to be proactive about baking, mixing, putting these together, because food in the refrigerator does not translate to food in a meal prep container, right? You have to be proactive and do something with your grocery shopping stuff. Portion and bag, then obviously follow through. I've done this where I've prepped everything, and I'm like, man, I want pizza today. You know, nothing that you've prepped. We gotta follow through, right? We gotta follow through. Okay, on to the next step. So we got some pro tips next, I do believe. So I'm gonna walk you through how I'm in the kitchen, just because this, to me, the visual is super nice of, I would rather batch prep one day than be in the kitchen 7 different days cooking. I'm already hot, I'm already standing, I'm already burning the energy. Might as well do it one day so it's done. I don't have to have all the excuses of I'm too tired after work, or, you know, I deserve XYZ, all the excuses. So in my kitchen, I have 3 of these going on. I couldn't take the last one, or even let me take the third one. So I'm here in my kitchen. I have my beef in one. I have my turkey in another. I like venison. We like venison burgers. So I have venison burgers in another one. Here I'm grounding. Here I'm grounding. Here I'm flipping at the same time. Okay, right? So while all that's happening, I also get my vegetables. Put some foil on it. Pop that right in the oven while all this is cooking. Done. From there, I'll have my Instapot. My Instapot going with either rice or quinoa or whatever I feel like making for the sides. Because it's all happening at the same time. Then I don't have to stop and do, you know, then the prep doesn't take 4 hours. Then from there, I also have either my fish or my chicken that I'll pop right in with the vegetables. That way I have the variety of multiple different meats and multiple different complex carbs and starch throughout the week. Most of your food is gonna last you 4 days, you know, as far as bacteria growth. We wanna think about food safety, so most of the food that you're cooking or prepping, as long as it's staying refrigerated, is gonna be okay in your refrigerator for 4 days. Yes, you can push to 5 or 6, but there is a magic number of 4, especially with fish, that is kind of about the length of what bacteria starts to grow on it. So some pro tips. Ideally, batch prep one day, majority of your meals, versus cooking 5 to 7 days a week. It's a lot easier, a lot less excuses for you to be in one time than having to come back 7 different times. Use kitchen gadgets to save time and energy. The Instapot, air fryers, NutriBullet, you name it. I mean, there's so many kitchen gadgets out there that really help you save time. I used to, personally, when I would make beans, right, I would spend 3 hours boiling beans, stirring. Instapot, 20 minutes. A whole chicken, put in the oven, 3 hours. Put in an Instapot, 20 minutes. So some of these things save you a lot of time and energy to make your kitchen prep a lot better. Okay, next slide, please, Edgar. All right, so here is the breakdown of what the challenge looks like, okay? So everybody puts $100 into the pot. From there, your goal is to take a picture of all 3 meals. Yes, I have people take pictures of like half-eaten meals. Oh, I forgot. That's okay. Take a picture of all 3 meals that you have, ideally looking like the magic plate, right? Especially the lunch and dinner. Then you're also going to take a screenshot of your sleep tracker to have at least 6 hours. 6 hours is our goal. And we're going to go over why sleep is so important next. Then steps. Obviously, more movement, more calories burned. So 10,000 steps per day is our goal. Again, from your tracker, you would get a screenshot from that. Email all 3 things of those over to me. You get 3 points. Each day, you could build 3 points for the whole month. Then at the end, whoever has the most points wins. There also could be a tie. Then we split the pot between the 2 winners. If you don't hit the markers, say you miss the sleep, you're minus $5, okay? But if you hit other days where you hit the sleep, you're plus 3 points. So totally up to you. The goal in making sure that everybody sent these markers over to me is the following day by 1 p.m. So that gives you plenty of time from the previous day, you know, if you have to go into work right away, hey, by lunch, you know, at least send over those results, and then I'll respond back to you, you know, how many points you have so far. Okay, next slide, please, Edgar. We're gonna talk about sleep. So James, this is why sleep is so important for you. is growth hormone is released for your muscles to grow, as well as protein synthesis for recovery. So when we're sleeping, that is when our body has the opportunity to grow and repair from all of the stimulation and injury that we've been through throughout the day. It also replenishes your glycogen storage in your muscles for energy. So overnight, that's restocking. So that way when you go into workout, you know, and you worked out maybe on a empty stomach, you have your glycogen storage to be able to fuel you through that workout. But if you didn't get enough sleep, you can't replenish those properly. Plus it reduces your cortisol. So overnight, your cortisol level has the opportunity to shut off the fight or flight, and your insulin gets a little bit better of responding to assimilating nutrients. So that's why it's so important to try to get minimum 6 hours. I like 7, 8, 9, you know, that's a better number. But minimum of 6 is gonna be our goal for this challenge. Okay, on to the next slide, please, Edgar. All right, so first it's intentional, right? This is the whole goal. We wanna make this habit something that's gonna be, you can carry with you through the rest of your life. Yeah, it's not about the $5, it's not about the $100. It's about the habits, right? We want to be able to control how we're eating. We wanna be able to control the discipline of being in the kitchen. Most people spend less than 27 minutes a day in their kitchen. That's pretty sad. So, our kitchen is what's fueling us, right? Our entire body. So first it's intentional, right? This is the whole point of our habit change. First it's intentional, then it's behavior. Then it's a habit, then it's a practice. Then it's second nature, then it's who you are. So you do something for 21 days, they say it's a new habit. We're doing it for 30. It's gonna be solidified in. You're gonna be master preppers forever. All right, last slide. All right, take a drawing. Take a drawing. Who's feeling lucky? Any questions about the challenge?
So what if there's like a 5-way tie?
If there's a 5-way tie, we split it 5 ways. Yes.
See, I'm not gonna. Once we gonna be fucked next week.
But it doesn't, I mean, there will be people that will go on vacation. I had a guy in Huntington Beach, he was on vacation, missed a whole week. You know, but he's coming back this week. So, all right, we are gonna give away some collagen. Who's feeling lucky?
Someone?
Huh?
Oh,
Collagen for your drawing today. For showing
okay,
up.
workouts?
Learning how to meal prep, guys. All right, winning ticket number is 552573. Yay! Congrats! Awesome, grass-fed collagen. So good for you. Oh, the joy of mason jars too, I didn't mention this. I love overnight oats, overnight oatmeal, the Popeye smoothie, I mean, chia seed pudding, everything. Like, you have a lid, you can have this on the go, you don't eat the whole thing, put it back in the fridge, invest in some mason jars. Launch rid of that. Cool? Thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate it. Hope you learned something, and you're gonna implement that. If you wanna sign up, we do have a sign up sheet. Summer, we gave you one way back.
Yeah,
Way back, and I was like, oh, I should have kept the other, because I've printed 2 of them. But I will just pass around this sheet. So if you want to sign up, put your name on. We're going to send this video to the rest of the gym too, so that way everybody else can participate.